Welcome back to the channel or the podcast, whichever way you are listening right now. I welcome you back. Here we discuss mindset, self-improvement, and manifestation. So if that is something that you're interested in, definitely continue to listen. Okay? And this is just for all my conscious manifestors, my spiritual rock stars, and my deliberate creators. Okay, so today this is episode 8, and we're going to talk about the power in deciding, right? So the power in deciding. There's power in deciding. Literally, you making a decision gives you so much power. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, let me tell you, okay? So, when you decide that there's something that you want, okay, and it's clear, you've made your mind up, like this is what you want, do you understand that you just making that decision, right? There was momentum that built up and have been going, what's the word I'm trying to say? Growing. I was going to say going underway. I don't know why I was wanting to say that. But the momentum has been growing even before you even made the decision. The things that actually happened or you experienced on your way to even making the decision, all of that is momentum that has been building up to this point where you have made a decision, right? Now, for some of you, let's say you've been serving 2 masters, and if we follow the law of assumption, if we follow Neville Goddard, we know that we cannot serve 2 masters, meaning you need to line up with what it is that you want. You can't line up with what you want and the energy of having it, and then lining up with the energy of not having it at the same time and think you're going to manifest it. Like, you can't do that. You have to choose one and dominantly align with that energy. Okay, so sometimes we try to straddle the fence. Okay, I'm going to speak from experience because that's what I know. So for example, there's been this decision, right, that I made today, but I made the decision a long time ago, but I guess because I started to get distracted by other things and different opportunities were arising and coming up. I started to kind of get distracted by those things, and so I was like, well, maybe I'll do this, or maybe I'll choose this instead. And so time went on, time is going on, and it's just like now it's coming back to the point where it's like today I had like a breakthrough where this particular manifestation is concerned, and it was just like, okay, what do you want? If you know you can be, do, or have anything, would you choose this? Like for me, the situation is, I'll just put it out there, it's about me moving, okay? And I made up my mind, I want to move, but I had this opportunity to move in this particular area that came up for me that I felt like, oh, well, that would be a good like right now thing. But the place that I actually really want to go and have been wanting to go is where I really want to go. And I was like, well, maybe I'll go to this place where this opportunity had opened up, and then I'll go there like later. But literally it was just like I had to come to my realization and be like, okay, what is it do you want? Do you want to go to place A, the one that you've been wanting to go to, the one that you really like, the one that you went and seen how it looked, and you looked at it and you put your energy there? Or do you want to go to this place that kind of just came up and seemed like maybe a little bit more accessible, and you just were like, well, maybe we'll just go there just to move, period. And so I sat with myself on this situation, and it didn't take long. I just had to ask myself, me knowing what I know, and if I know I can be, do, or have anything, which place would I pick? And I'm like, no, I want to go to the place that I really want to go to. This place seemed good for like a good reason for like a time being that seemed like, okay, it would have been a good idea, but things didn't go that route. And so there's really no point of me going to that like other place, like a pit stop. Like, why sign a lease for 12 months knowing that I really want to go over here and sign a lease for 12 months? You know what I'm saying? Like, why go somewhere else and then give yourself where it's like you're got to be there for a year unless you break the lease and then go over here? It's like, no, we're not doing it. Like, why make it harder when you could just choose what you really want and just line up with it? So when I asked myself that, everything had just became clear. And I'm like, no, this is a place, when I leave my current place, I'm going here. It's already done, right? And just me making that statement in my mind, I felt just the power of that like wash over me. It just felt like a sure thing. It just felt like, okay, yeah, that's all we needed. It was almost like the universe was kind of like, okay, that's all we were waiting for. We just wanted to see what you really wanted to do so we can like make this happen. We just wanted to see what you wanted to do. So yeah, because we're kind of like going off of, you know, your lead. So what do you want? Because we can open this door, or we can open that door, or we can open a whole another door that don't got nothing to do with either one of these places. Like, so once I had made my mind up and I'm like, this is where I want to go, it just felt so good, and I felt so clear about the situation instead of like sitting here trying to add more stuff. So I wanted to bring this message because this is like, I talk about stuff that I've actually have dealt with or are dealing with currently. So I wanted to bring this forward because I know once I got this revelation, I'm like, okay, let me share it with y'all. I got to, I'm not gonna hold back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta just share with y'all. And I'm just like, the power of decision is just so powerful. Just you making your mind up on what it is you want is just so powerful. And then if you listen to Abraham Hicks, where they're saying like, basically once you made the decision that you wanted, there was already like momentum building up before you even came to the conclusion of you wanting this thing. And I'm just like, I resonated with that. That resonated with me because literally once I made my mind up, I just felt the energy. I can feel it. I felt the energy. It was like, okay, like I didn't need no signs or anything. Like, it felt right. So I wanted to bring this to the platform just to remind you guys, and as I'm reminding myself, like, hey, if I can do or have anything I want, let me just go for the goal. Let me just go for the moon. Let's not move the goalpost on what it is that we want unless we genuinely evolve, and then it's like what we wanted we no longer want anymore. Then of course, you can change your mind a million times, but don't make decisions predicated off what you feel like what will be easier or whatever, because you're putting limitations on yourself. Just as easy as I could manifest this place or this opportunity, I could manifest this other one. Matter of fact, it's already done. As soon as I made my mind up, it was like, I'm there. I'm here. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's done. So it's like, don't try to sit here and put all these extra steps on something that may not even, you don't need to put all them extra steps. However, the universe will put like the bridge of events, whatever that looks like, is not your job or anything you have to deal with or worry about. All you have to be focused on is being already in the end state of being at the place that you want to be in. Okay, that's all you have to do. And the bridge of events is already going under the way the second that you make your mind up and say, this is what I want. So when I made my mind up, I felt it. It was just like, okay, they was kind of like, and I say they, I mean like my spirit guides and the universe. It was like the powers that be, God, they was kind of like, okay, finally, like, okay, so that's what you want, because you've been going back and forth, okay, cool, we on it. And I felt this sense of calm and peace, and like, I called the place that I'm called the place that I'm moving to, okay, that I've literally already moved to. Okay, so I called that place, and it was right before they closed, so I didn't know if they were going to answer. It was ringing like a few times, so I didn't know if they was going to answer, but they answered. And I was like, oh, I was just wondering, do you guys have any 2 bedrooms available? And it was like, oh yeah, we have the 2 bedrooms and this, and we just need this, and we just need that. So I'm like, okay, perfect. And then literally when I got off the phone, I thought about it. I'm like, wow, every time I called that other place, the place that I felt like was more easy, every time I literally called this other place, they never would answer the phone nor return a voicemail, like the whole time, okay? Because I haven't been actively trying to move. Like, I haven't really been active with it, like actively like trying to do it. It's just been a thought that I've been entertaining for some time. Because it's like with everything else that I'm doing, yeah, I just kind of put it on the back burner a little bit, but it's been in the back of my mind. So when I would call these people just to ask them general questions just about the area or just different things, you know what I'm saying? Like the schools that's over there or whatever, like just whatever. I even called, like, because I did the application, and before I turned it in, I was like, someone told me to stop, like before I actually like turned it in and paid the deposit or the application fee, whatever. Before I paid it, someone was like, stop, just call them. And it was already late. So I was like, okay, let me call them tomorrow. So I called, but I've called a couple times, like for different things, left voicemails, no call back. And I'm like, okay, that's weird, but I never really just thought about it until today when I called the place I'm actually going to, the place that I actually like, you know, just period, just everything about it. They answered right before it was supposed to close. I got my questions answered so easily. And that was another thing I wanted to say, like when it comes to like different signs, like sometimes the signs be so subtle, but if you're tuned to what you want, you will pick them up. And as soon as that happened, it just dawned on me like, wow, literally I called these people right before closing time. They answered the phone, very friendly, answered my questions, period. And then, but this other place that, you know, I was going to settle for, they haven't been answering. So it's like certain things, like you have to look at those things, because literally it's like those are signs, like kind of like showing you, like if they don't answer the phone, number one, if they're not answering the phone, think about it. When you move there, or if you was to go move over there, like this is what you would have to deal with. Let's say you needed to call them and it wasn't a thing where you needed to, like, you know what I'm saying, you needed to call them and talk to somebody instead of like an email. This is what you would have to be dealing with, is nobody answering the phone. People just literally not answering the phone or not calling you back. And you just have to depend on like the online portal and all of that, right? Sometimes you want to be able to call and be like, okay, A, B, C, D, E, or E, F, G, and H, and they'd be like H, H, A, L, M, N, O, P, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So that just resonated in my spirit, and it just felt good. So then that led to like some other things of me being clear on, like really putting my intention on, because it's like, okay, well, if this is the area I want to be in, and this is where I want to go, and this is the lifestyle that I've created for myself, that I've manifested for myself, then, you know, other ideas started to flow to me. And so it just turned into this really like, just a really good feeling thing. Like nothing like really excited. I wasn't excited. I was just like, it just felt right. It just felt like I was on a path, right? It resonated. So the power of deciding is just very important. Like just you making a clear decision on what you want, even if you're not writing it down, which you can write it down. I feel like writing it down is good, but you just making that decision in your mind, like this is what I want, right? And you just confessing it to the universe and letting the universe know, I'm clear on what I want, and I'll know when everything is said and done and the bridge of events happen. It won't be like I've kind of left it up to chance on me getting here. Like I will know I deliberately created this thing because I deliberately made the choice. So make the choice, choose what you want, come from the basis of knowing that you can be, do, or have anything that you want, and allow the bridge of events to take place. Put yourself in the place or in the situation or having the thing. Give it to yourself now in your visualizations. Oh my God, I was about to say something else. In your visualizations, in your meditations, in your scripting or affirming sats, all the variations, okay? Subliminals, like, put yourself there, allow the energy to guide you, and it's done. It's already yours. Period. So that's all I wanted to say. If you guys are interested in one-on-one coaching, the information, the link for that will be below, so you could book that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, good night.